Our first lesson with painting is going to be on how to use and care for a paintbrush. So this is typically after we've given the language for the parts of the paintbrush. Before we go into that, I just wanted to share with you that we can use cheap little dollar store watercolor paints. But there's also another kind of watercolor paint that I've been using for over 10 years, and it's called Stockmar Kaltenkirchen. That's German, and it comes in this little teeny bottle. And so this paint is very concentrated, yet it's still watercolor. So what you do is you take a little bit of this and you add it to water in a bigger jar, and it's just a more bright and bold watercolor paint than our typical dollar store watercolors. So this little bottle costs $5.75, and like I said, I've had it for over 10 years. So we're going to do our first lesson. So I have my tray all set up. I already have my apron on. I've invited my child. We've taken out all of our materials. So what you see here, you can see that there is a jar with paintbrush and pencil. There is a container with water, and usually you would have a little pitcher with this so they could go get their own water. I do not have a pitcher in this house that's under construction. There's a paper towel, and then one color of watercolors. So all I did was take that dollar store paint palette and cut it apart to start with one. And then I have a sponge that's wet and ready to use. First, I'm going to write my name. Today I'm going to show you how to use and care for a paintbrush. This lesson is actually painting with watercolors. And I have watercolor paper out, and I've cut it small so that it can work in our albums, but it's also good for children to have something that's their size. And I have 3 different size paintbrushes available, as well as 6 different colors of paint. And remember, by this point, the child has already learned the parts of the paintbrush, how to use and care for a paintbrush, and how to make strokes on wet paper as well as on dry paper. So this paper is dry. So I might carry this over to my dry rack, and then I come back and I see that I it's important to use my sponge. Before I clean up my work so that it's ready for the next person. All right, for this lesson, we're going to get into color value. So I have dark at the bottom and then it gets lighter as it goes up to the top. For this painting lesson, we are going to explore different types of brush strokes. I have a metal inset. I have some new materials, including a couple of crayons. And the first thing I'm going to do is make a metal inset. You need a ruler for this one. Find my 0. I divided my metal inset up into more than 4 sections. Now inside my shape, I'm going to explore different brush strokes That outside, I was exploring a broad brush stroke. For this one, we're using tempera paints. So we have tempera, and we're going to be making secondary colors. So again, we need metal insets.